look for ways to try to ease our minds, forced into a change. I guess it had to be this way. But do your best to try to stay away. The day they closed the world, we all went inside, looking for the light. The day they closed the world, we all realized what it means to try. So hold on to the love, don't you be afraid. There come a time when you will have your say, and don't forget to pray the Lord to keep us safe. We will live to fight another day. The day they closed the world, we all went inside, looking for the light. The day they closed the world, we all realized what it means to try. I can feel it coming, I can see it miles away. I can feel the sun of brighter days. I can hear the laughter, I can see your smiling face. I can feel the love that's on the way. The day they closed the world, we all went inside, looking for the light. The day they closed the world, we all realize what it means to try. The day they closed the world, we all went outside, looking for the light. I can feel it coming, I can see it miles away. I can feel the sun of brighter days. I can hear the laughter, I can see your smiling face. I can feel the love that's on the way. I can feel it coming, I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming, I can feel it coming. The day they close the world.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Drama to Dharma. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the video. That is something that Mike McGee put together from the Greg Allman Band, and he has given us permission at Spirituality Gone Wild, gave Debbie permission to use it for some of our shows, and I thought that would be very appropriate to start our topic of law of attraction. Does it work for you? My name is Josie Herndon, and I'm the host of the show, and I welcome you on behalf of myself and the angelic realm. I do work with the archangels, in particular Gabriel, and so his messages come through on my show, and I hope that tonight's messages will help you tremendously with what, your life. So he picks a topic, and he said law of attraction, and you see volume is low. I hope you can hear me. I will speak louder. Perhaps I'm going to have to buy some of those headphones everybody wears. I was kind of hesitant, but maybe if you can't. So let me know if you can't hear me, and I'll speak louder and more clearly. Anyway, so the topic tonight is law of attraction, and the question for tonight is, does it work for you? So that's a big question. I think most of us have, I know for me personally, my experience with it is I've been doing the work since The Secret, and then I rolled into Abraham Hicks, however many, 17 years ago, and I love Abraham Hicks, and I really resonated with that whole vibration, and through that and other teachers, I, found this channel with Gabriel. So, it's all about the vibration, and it reminds me of that when I think about Abraham Hicks and the work that they do with Esther. It's the same realm, basically, is what Gabriel says. And we all have that capacity to pull in information from the other side, or from our higher guides, our spirit guides, and to remember who we are. So the question is, does it work for you? Is it working for you right now? I know that for the most part, a lot of us have studied law of attraction or heard about it, or know that it's true, regardless of our beliefs. It's like, okay, what you give is what you get. What you receive, the golden rule, all those things apply to pretty much law of attraction. And so for that, when you realize that, you try to stay positive and do all these wonderful things to manifest and so forth. But right now, during these times of COVID and whatever, all the stuff going on the planet, the changes that are happening, the vibrational changes on the planet, there are many people who have anxiety. There are many people who have depression. There are many people that are confused about being home all the time. Has the social distancing become social isolation? And what does that do to us as humans? Social isolation. This is like a big experiment that's happening right now, and everything is shifting, in our lives and our lifestyles. I watch things on TV and they're not wearing a mask, and I think, wow, that was a long time ago. Really, it was probably something that was filmed, 6 or 8 months ago. So our brains now are shifting to this new reality. And with that, there's confusion. So if things are shifting to a new reality, how does law of attraction fall into that? And when we have to live in the right now, how does law of attraction fall into that? Those are some of the questions that Gabriel wants to answer tonight about that. And he wants to have that discussion. So I asked, this is an open discussion show, and I'd love for you to send me your questions. And if you're watching this show later, you can always send questions to Josie at josieherndon.com, because I may not get them later. And sometimes if they're on a different platform, I don't get them. But I really want to hear your questions for Gabriel, especially with some of these topics that are really, and sometimes it takes a while. You listen to the show, you hear the message, you get caught, you get into that vibration of Gabriel in the angelic realm, and then you ponder it, hopefully, if you can get that energy flow from this show, and then you may think of something later and go, wow, and that's what they want. They want you to really think about some of this stuff, these important topics, and then you can always email me if you have a question, or next week, bring the question to the show. I would love to do that also. If you come, again next week, we can follow up from, almost like old business, new business. I'm a CEO. So it's just like we can start with the old business. Anybody have questions from last week? And then we bring in the new business. Because, some of these topics are going to get pretty deep the further we go in, get into these shows, is what Gabriel's saying, because he's saying it's time right now. It is time to really share these important messages, because people need it. It's inspiring, and we all should be inspiring each other. So back to the, does it work for you? We are in a shift. And so he wants to remind people that law of attraction works both ways. It works for the positive. And that was something that maybe 2 years ago, when everything was great, the economy was wonderful a year ago. Yes, law of attraction is flowing through. I've got my job at the restaurant. The restaurants are hopping. The music's hopping. Everything was hopping a year ago. It's great. And so now you're saying, well, what about now? Now we are like at home. We can't even go, play in our band. We can't eat in our restaurants. We can, things are so different. So he wants to remind everybody that the law of attraction goes in both directions. So if you're doubting, and you're feeling thoughts that are not, in the direction that you want to go, and you're really stuck in the reality of what's happening, then that will bring more of that reality. Okay. So if somebody's ill and you're watching on television about the COVID or whatever it is, the politics, the anger, the fear, all those things they're going to continue. Somehow they're going to manifest in your life. So wherever you are right now, today in your life, kind of check on that and say, okay, how did I bring this to myself? And he's not saying that he's blank, but if you think about it from a law of attraction standpoint, you might be able to find things that's happening in your life right now that you may not be happy with, that you can shift. Okay, so he's just encouraging you to shift your thoughts, so you can even come up with a list of some things, because contrast, when we have contrast in our life, then that will bring clarity. Okay, so we can look at it from the point of contrast will bring clarity, and then the clarity will bring us, what we do want. So you've all heard this before. When you have what you don't want, then you know what you do want. So if you've been in a relationship with somebody and it's not quite the relationship you want, then you're going to know what you want the next time in that relationship, right? It happens that way in a lot of relationships. And that's why eventually you're with that person that's perfect, because it's like, wow, I went through, how did I go through so many people in my life? Well, it's because, law of attraction, you were just kind of working your way until you found, until you knew what you wanted. So until you know what you want, whether it be a relationship, whether it be your home, right now, a lot of people are hitting the road. They're going on road trips. They're going to national parks. They're seeing, doing different things. They're not on airplanes. So, think about that kind of stuff. What is it that you want to do? Perhaps right now is a time for you to, if you had things on your list that you wanted a year ago, it may not apply today. So he's just encouraging that we check what we have in our, in our desires. What do we have in our desires? What are we manifesting with our thoughts today from, what's going to come to us from where we are today? And he says it's a very, very important topic. And remember that he's saying that the universe really, it's all about vibration. We've talked about that before. So if you say, I don't want a red ribbon, they're just going to hear red ribbon. The universe is going to feel the red ribbon, and you're going to get a red ribbon. So that's just an easy example of that, right? So don't focus. So he's saying, let's try not to focus on what we don't want, and the universe can't hear no. They only hear the words, right? So they feel the vibration. So if you're saying, I don't want, I'm just going to go way far out there. I don't want the demons around me. Jeez, that's a big one, right? Don't say the word demons. The only reason I said it is because of law of attraction. Normally, I wouldn't even say those words. But, right now, people are thinking those kinds of thoughts. They're going like, oh my goodness, there's, all these things around me. There's these, shadows, these monsters, all this stuff, this darkness, whatever. So he is encouraging to just, let's not even give them any energy. Don't give them any thoughts. Give them to the world. Not the world. Give them to the universe. Give them to the angels. Give them to God, whatever those things are. But don't bring them into your realm by giving them space in your dialogue, in your writings especially. It's critical, he says right now, to really shift that vibration and that law of attraction. It could be even, I don't want to have pain in my body. I don't want pain in my body. What is the universe hearing? Pain in my body. That's what the universe hears, pain. And you're like, gosh, I've been saying I don't want pain. I've been praying I don't want pain. Well, take the words pain out and just say something like, visualize your body being whole and healthy. Visualize yourself being beautiful in the mirror, whole and healthy. If you have an injury or an illness in your legs, visualize your legs. Pull out your old pictures from when you were younger, he's saying, and put those pictures up. Even when you were a child, whatever it is, whatever it is. So if you have photos of yourself when you're whole and healthy, put them out to remind yourself, or pull some from the internet of people that are whole and healthy, or magazines or whatever. He's saying, I know that that's pretty basic, but really it'll work. So focus on the whole healthy person that you are, and you could even take it into a visceral, cellular, if you have things going on internally in your body, to visualize your cells growing, to visualize your heart being healthy, to visualize. I had to schedule a stress test the other day. I thought October 15th is the first time I can get in. Everybody's scheduling a stress test. That woke me up. I thought, what the heck? Josie, stop it. We have to, let's not even go there. I don't, what's happening with me. So I had to do some law of attraction, and changing my own thoughts this week about my health. But what was canny to me is that if I were having a heart attack, good luck. I mean, a cardiac stress test. She said, the lady that was booking it, she said, what? Usually you can get in like the next day. I said, there are a lot of people stressed right now. Everybody's getting a cardiac stress test. I mean, they are booked out. So, we just pray that whoever doesn't get it tomorrow, if they need it, will be fine. So in the meanwhile, that's why we have to take care of ourselves. Okay. And let go of that stress. That's telling me that there is a lot of stress. There's a lot of stress. We all know that. We don't know what's happening behind closed doors with each other as friends, family, colleagues, humans. We're all locked up in our houses, and it's affecting us. It's affecting the kids. It's affecting the teenagers, that aren't at school, everybody, the family. So, if we can just visualize ourselves as being whole and healthy, and whatever it is that we think we want. Right now, you're thinking, okay, it might be limited. Well, not really. This is a clean slate, Gabriel's saying. Vibrationally, things are different, and that's good. He's just saying that is not a bad thing. Different can be awesome as well. Because, the one certainty in life, and I'm sure you've all heard this, is change, right? This is major change, and that's okay. Think about what it is that you want to do. Do you want to spend time out in nature? Can you go for a drive? Get some fresh air. If you're in the desert, we could do that early in the morning or in the evening. Whatever it is to fill your soul and to think about law of attraction and the things you want to do. We talked about last week how we can raise our vibration, and that is, so that was a starting point for the conversation today, Gabriel saying, because we definitely can change our vibration with music. We can change immediately with music, he says. And Jody knows that. He's a professional musician. Renee, we all know that, that music can change our vibe in a minute. So let's just do that. And if you want to play outside where your neighbors can hear you, even better. That's what he's saying. Then you can imagine while you're doing that people are listening and that their vibration is changing. So you might even, law of attraction, think about ways that you can elevate the energy of the planet. So it's not, law of attraction is not only about material items, for sure not. And right now is definitely a time where those things don't even really matter, because what are you going to do, right? Where are you going to wear the Gucci? And, it's like everything's in the closet. So as far as the clothes and things like that, and you can get them at killer deals, but, that's a whole different story. But what he's saying are the things to think about is, how can we help our neighbors? How can we, just raise the vibration? If you want to go for a drive and take some water bottles or something to give to the homeless, that feels really good. That feels really good. And you can do that from your car. You don't have to get off and meet with them. You can just kind of drop some stuff off for them, and that might feel really good. So you can do things like that. I think the homeless are really struggling right now. They just don't have they don't have a lot of resources anyways, but things are a little, confusing. So Gabriel's saying, do something for somebody that, and without, share, you don't have to like blast it out. Oh, I did this. No, just do it and pay it forward. And that is also law of attraction. That is karma. Karma helps, just whatever we give, we get back tenfold, all those things. So he's saying whatever you can do, especially right now with the economy the way it is, we're not sure what's going to happen with the stimulus, with the restaurants opening, with, people's jobs. So, we'll be mindful and grateful for all the things that we have. If you walk around and Debbie's, WG gratitude. So her whole thing is gratitude, and that is one of the highest vibrations. So if you can walk around your house and just be grateful for all the things and look at your body and be grateful for the things that do work, because I mean, for the most part, I think things work in your body, right? So he says you can focus on the things that do work, and then energetically that can also change the things that don't work. So be grateful for the things that do work. That's a quick way of doing it, he says. And say, oh my gosh, I love, my hands work. I can lift things. Thank God I can lift these things, whatever it is that you can do. And give yourself some gratitude there. And then that'll bring that vibration of your body to a higher place. And then you'll be able to visualize your body being well. And then you're going to crave things that you maybe didn't before. You're going to crave water. You're going to crave vegetables, whatever it is that's healthy for your body. He says, and it'll just law of attraction. You'll be bringing all those things forth to you. So when you're focusing on wellness of your body and you're able to put yourself into that place of healing and wellness, you're not necessarily going to crave a Twinkie. Just like the Twinkies are just going to go like, so you're going to crave an apple. Something nice is going to, come your way, and you're going to be like, well, I think I'm going to have an apple instead of a Twinkie, whatever it is he's saying. But, for your body to bring yourself, that health. And I know right now, when I go to Costco, it was interesting. It used to be that, you walk into Costco, well, at least 4 months ago, I walked into Costco and there were all these gallons of liquor. I mean, vodka, tequila, and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, wow, is everybody having a party at home or what? The bars are closed. Everybody's buying, their baskets are full. Well, I went there 2 weeks ago and all of the front aisles were vitamins. I couldn't believe it. Supplements, vitamins, Ensure. I mean, that entire section. I had never seen it like that before. So they were all their supplements, vitamins, health and nutrition bars. I thought, wow, what a nice shift. So people are shifting. I think they're realizing you can only drink so much, right? It's like you can only drink so much, without something happening, without ending up in one of my rehabs. I worked in treatment for 30 years. So so their families are like, but it's not just that. Intuitively, they're saying I can only drink so much. There are people that were over drinking that weren't drinkers before, really. And so their bodies were really breaking down and they're like, gosh, I've got to do something else. So, it's not just that piece, but it's interesting when you go into the stores now, what I'm noticing are the vitamins. So people, energetically are knowing that we're going to be home for a while. We really need to take care of our bodies. So I think that, it's a collective conscious that it's time to take care of our bodies. I know when I talk to people, they're like, gosh, these COVID pounds, I can't wait. I've gained 20 pounds. And I know I've gained, I won't say how much, but, they're like, I've gained weight through this time. I said, I know, because we're eating. We're cooking at home. I don't know what it is about cooking at home that's different. I mean, I would think later, but I mean that you would eat more or gain. I don't know what it is. Probably because I'm eating a lot at home. Well, I know why I'm gaining weight. I'm eating a lot at home and I eat when I go out, whatever. But, that's all part of my stress. That's one of my things. So people do different things when they're stressed. Again, that comes back to stress. So that could be that they eat, that they drink, more, whatever that they're doing. So if you're off balance in something, whatever it is, food, alcohol, all that time is over now. Gabriel says it's time to just get back in alignment and to get some clarity and do law of attraction and focus on health, wellness, very important. Focus on your spiritual wellness, very important, of course. Your spiritual wellness, your prayers, your meditation, whatever it is that brings you to that place of peace and love, whatever it is, whether it's nature, whether it's church online, or find a church where everybody's spread apart, whether it's temple, whether it's yoga, whether it's Tai Chi, whatever it is, conscious recovery, meditation, all of it. Gabriel says all of it, if you're cool with that. That's what I do. I do a little bit of all of it, and I love it. I mean, you just look at my house. It's just a very, people would look at me like, gosh, are you a particular religion? No, not really. I was raised lots of religions, so I just cover all bases. I cover bases. But whatever it is that you feel comfortable with to bring you closer to who you truly are and to your higher self, that's law of attraction as well. Give yourself that time to meditate or pray, just thinking about the glory of whatever it is that you think is glorious. Whatever is gracious, glorious, think about those things. And then you will find the peace, and that peace will come to you, law of attraction. So we're not going to talk about the things that we don't want, because then energetically that will bring it in. So remember that it's important to try not to think about the things that you do not want. Don't even bring those into your realm if possible. They're going to come in, and that's fine. Just shift your thoughts. Remember that law of attraction, that's why the question is it working for you right now? It's a reminder that it is a true law of the universe, that's just the way things flow. That's the way things flow. So whatever you're putting out, you're going to receive back. And you're going to manifest. So if you're focusing on illness, there's going to be more of that. If you're focusing on wellness, there's going to be more of that. If you're focusing on your job and you don't have money, you're not going to have money. The money's going to dry up pretty quick if you keep saying you don't have money. So if you're thinking about, well, I can't get a job, there's so many jobs. I mean, really, you'll just put out there what you want. I want a job, and then put it out on paper, think about it, whatever that job is. And it could be energetically that the job that you've had that you lost wasn't really the job of your dreams. And so now is the time for you to really think about what job that is that you want, or career. You can shift all of it, and then allow it to come to you, and you'll see how fast, because Gabriel's saying right now the energy is fast. So if you just test it, whatever you're putting out, you're going to see it, you're going to get it fast. So if you're putting out illness, it's just going to keep manifesting. If you're putting out wellness, it's going to do the same. If you put out what job you want, it's going to come. It's going to come if that's, for the highest good. So, or whatever, what he's saying is whatever you try to, you can go ahead and do that. Dream about what you want. Daydream. Shift your energy to that place, and then you'll be there. You'll just catch up with yourself. Energetically, you will catch up with that dream. It will come to you. And then you will go, wow, I remember when I was thinking about that for, however long ago. And depending on your vibration, how fast that'll come. And it's true. I know in my life, I've seen it happen over and over again in so many cases. It's just been, as soon as I found out about the law of attraction and the secret, I just lived that life, and all the beautiful blessings that have come. There's never any time where I don't have what I need. Or, hi, Sherry. Thank you. So great to see you on your beautiful picture. Thank you for the comment. So, Sherry's a good friend of mine from LA. I haven't seen her in a long time, but that doesn't mean energetically we're not connected, because we all are. So it's no accident that she's, on the show, because these are the types of things she teaches. And I think she's even written books about them. So that's great. So what we want to do is just remember those things, because right now we have, some of us, not all of us, but many of us have temporarily forgotten. I don't know if any of you have had a situation where you feel like, what? Somebody will ask a question and I'm like, I don't even remember that answer. So, because time is swirling around right now energetically, sometimes we're not going to remember things that we used to know. And we're trying to catch up with where we are in this world and all these changes, Gabriel says. So our mind is going to be like old references, new references, our subconscious thinking, our conscious thinking is all kind of, so that's why it's good to focus. Focus on what it is that you want and put it out there to God and to the universe, put it out there, and then it will come to you. And it's a very crucial time to do that. Now, I'm not a astrologist. I couldn't even say it. So I don't know exactly how it's working with the stars, but believe me, I know there's a lot cooking up there. I just know it. The stars are just like, whoa, energetically. There's, I think we're in the middle of a lion's gate. And tomorrow on 8/8 or on Saturday when we do this show, it's going to be the closing of the lion's gate. I'm like, wow, that sounds pretty powerful. It is. So if you're, I don't know a lot about it, but you can Google it. But I do know that there's a lot of energy happening right now with, the comet that brings in all this, chaos and whatever. So there's always stuff like that happening. But right now in particular, there are a lot of planets that are moving in different directions because we're elevating, Gabriel says. He's, without going into details, he says that the astrology is very good and it's a great study. It's written by man's time and what their calculations are. But really what we need to know, he's saying, is that things are elevating. So we are elevating. There's no more going down, okay, whatever that means. So that means that everything is raising. So we're getting closer to a higher level of a vibration, meaning basically in words, he had told me early on that the third dimension, we're kind of raising up to the fourth dimension. So we're closer to the fifth dimension. And that means we're closer to our own spirits. We're closer to who we are. So don't doubt those things. That's why right now, so many people are feeling it. They're feeling these things. They're feeling their intuition. They don't know what it is. Go with your intuition. Go with go with it, because we are lining up with who we truly are. And that's part of law of attraction, he says, is that when we can line up with who we truly are and have that as our intention, then we will be able to move forward with all the dreams that we want. And to do these different techniques of dreaming and daydreaming, and if you don't want to daydream, maybe nap and have dreams in your siestas in the afternoon. But I'm home, or this whole energy. So I've been napping, and I'm not traditionally a napper. But if you feel a nap coming on, or going to bed early, whatever it is, sleeping in the morning, do it, because you're getting your downloads and you're getting in alignment with who you are. Just dream about that you're with your angels, you're in your angelic realm, and they are bringing to you what you need to know, and that reminding you of who you truly are. And then you're going to feel this peace, this wonderful peace. So it's kind of between sleeping and not sleeping, he says, and it's a beautiful place to rendezvous with your higher self. So he's saying that's where you rendezvous with your higher self, with your spirit guides, with that angelic realm. And it's a beautiful place to be. It's a beautiful place to be. And sometimes we get too busy and we're thinking, when do I have time for that? And then other people are like, I'm home all day, whatever. It doesn't matter. He says, just find that dream space if you can. And that'll help you elevate yourself and get to the place where you can attract what it is that you want. Because you are going to be at a higher vibration. You're going to attract higher vibration. So he says that's the key point here, is that however you can, through these processes, raise your vibration, you're only going to bring forth with you, to you, who are at your higher vibe, who are at the same vibe. There's no right or wrong, but you're going to notice that phone's going to ring with somebody who is also thinking about the same thing you are, or somebody who's in alignment with you. You're going to be like, wow, I was just thinking the same thing. That's the truth. So, keep that in mind when you're in the flow, when you're really doing this work. And anything that you can, he says that the messages come through from so many of us, and you're saying, well, I've heard this before. And he says, yes, and you need to hear it all the time. because it's just a reminder. So if you want to go on and Google, or YouTube, The Secret, YouTube, Eckhart Tolle, YouTube, Abraham Hicks, any of those ones, or, your favorite pastors that have positive, Joel Osteen, any of those that talk the same language, but it's the same vibrational language of positive thinking and that things are going to be okay. Listen to those, for help, to help you. If not, listen to the disco, like he had me doing last week. I was listening to groove music and funky music and all that and dancing around, and that really raised my vibration, and it raised, the eyes of my family because they were like, what's she doing? I'm like, well, I'm raising my vibration and I'm dancing to Kool and the Gang. So ladies night, all that was great. So, whatever it is that can bring that vibe up for you, do it. And that's the law of attraction. So I'm hoping, that it works for you, and that you can remember, kind of, if you feel like you're just spiraling in a direction that's not where you want to be, take a look at that from the vantage point of law of attraction and say, is law of attraction working for me? Is this working for me right now? And what is it that I'm, thinking about all the time? Is it about my, again, so just kind of, you can do that with yourself and just check where you are and ask yourself the question, is this working for me? Is this law of the universe that is the absolute truth? Is it working for me? Am I practicing it right now? I know, 3 years ago, it was really cool, when I went to an Abraham Hicks workshop or whatever, or listened to it online. Oh my God, things were great. I was in the flow. Now, all of a sudden, it feels like the world has put the brakes on, just like the video said, when the world shut down, right? And then at the end of the video, everybody's having a good time. Wow, just watching that, I think, was so exciting, because it's saying that's what's going to happen again. Someday we're all going to be together. So, as a collective conscious, we can visualize that as well. We could visualize parties. We could visualize weddings. We could visualize dancing. We can visualize, being together again as humans. And we can visualize embracing each other and being in a room. I went to tour a facility today, and it was a marketing thing, and I was like, oh my goodness, I haven't done anything like that in all this time, but it was kind of, I wanted to do it with my friend, so to see their new place. And I had friends there that were working there, and we were all social distancing and things like that, and it was so beautiful. Again, right now, everything is beautiful to me that I can do. And when I see other people that I love, that I care about, and law of attraction, I mean, the staff were amazing. I knew them for years. And normally I would just see them, and I would see them, monthly at a luncheon. But now seeing them, I was just like, almost like giddy. I was like, so excited to see them, and to, to share a little, snacks with them, and tour their facility again with social distance. Everything was safe, but it was just wonderful to be in the realm with people that I love and friends that I've known for years. And I didn't realize how much I love them. Just like seeing Sherry's picture up a minute ago was like, oh my gosh, touched my heart. So remember that. And you can attract the love. You can attract that by also texting people right now and saying, text a picture of the two of you together and see where that goes. Okay. Hi, Julie. Such a great starting point to take naps or sleep early to dream about what you want to attract. Honestly, was about to ask how to even start, was feeling so lost until now. Thank you, Josie. And thank you, Julie, for that comment and for realizing, and understanding what that message was. And Julie is just beautiful. She's like one of my daughters. She's Chelsea's one of her, there's 5 of them girls that just love each other. And I love them all. So thank you, Julie, and for that comment. And I'm so glad that message was able to help you. with the napping and the dreaming, especially because I know you have, a lot of little children at home. So the napping is really good, when the kids are napping. So, and then you can manifest, and even if it's to say, I'm daydreaming about taking the kids and having a great time with my husband, because you guys are a beautiful family, and going out to the park and running around and doing the kites, all those things. And then daydreaming about your kids being back in school and being happy and with their friends, all those things, whatever it is that we're missing, let's daydream about it, and see where that goes. Just daydream about it and see where that goes, and it'll shift your thoughts away from whatever it is that that was maybe not the direction that you want to go, is what we'll say. Okay, so let's see, do we have any other questions? Let's see, Jody says, words, careful what you put into the universe. Absolutely, Jody. Just be very careful what you say, what you put to the universe. And it's almost like when you say something and it wasn't quite what you wanted to receive back, you just want to pull it back and go, oh, I'm sorry. I do that. I say, oh, just kidding. Joking. I didn't mean that, universe. I know, so you can change your vibe real quick, and say, because you can say things, but if you have a high vibration, it may not mean anything. So you could just go immediately like, well, just kidding. Let's just take that back and then switch it to whatever it is that you do want. That would normally be opposite of what it is that you just put out that you don't want. That's another quick trick to turn things around. Let's see. Jerry's asking, what are some positive mantras to attract positive things in the universe? Well, that's, I don't have like a whole list of mantras that I do, but any type of mantra that you would feel comfortable with. I know I've had several ones when I do with the beads, and then that'll bring, with my prayer beads or with your rosary, whatever it is that you feel comfortable saying over and over. So I'm not going to get specific on a mantra, because there are many that you can Google and then pick the mantra that fits you, law of attraction, what it is you want to bring. But when Gabriel's saying, when you are doing the mantras, stay consistent with them in your prayer meditation. So if prayer beads help me when I'm doing a mantra, because then you just kind of do it, with the beads, and you go around, you just do the whole thing. And then, boy, whatever that mantra is, I did that in Hawaii a couple years ago, and I had a mantra that I was doing for the islands, and I was just one with the island of Maui. It was amazing. And it was a special mantra that was an island mantra. So you can pick a mantra also that, where you want to be. So if you want to be in the Caribbean again someday and having fun and dancing and doing some reggae, look up a mantra from that area, he's saying. So pick the mantra that suits what you want to happen in your life. If you feel that you want wellness, there's mantras for wellness, and just keep bringing that over and over. And then, when you're doing your dishes, or whenever you're, whatever it is that you're doing, you can bring the mantras in, and that will pull the energy from that. And know and think about that when you are doing these mantras, there are others with the same collective conscious doing the mantras at the same time. So you're going to elevate the others on the planet that are also doing that. So you're going to go into this almost breakout session on Zoom with people that are doing the same mantra. So visualize that, and it gives it more power, Gabriel's saying. So the mantras that are out there, especially popular mantras that are out there, there are many people doing it, and sometimes there are ceremonies. So just click in with them, and you're going to feel energetically that it's going to take you to a higher place to connect in with that thought. So it's so that you don't feel like you're on an island alone doing your mantra. Of course, you're in with the universe, but he says it's also powerful when humans are all doing the same thing at the same time. He says we just have no idea how powerful that is when we are. So that's why, these music festivals were so powerful, depending on what the message was, things like that. And right now that we're all kind of isolating at home or doing things on Zoom, when you're, thinking about things, just click in with that same, with the same people that have that collective conscious, and then you're going to see that you're going to feel it more, powerful. Do you believe you can tell your true intentions by where you are at now? Okay, so this is from Dr. Ray. Do you believe you can tell your true intentions by where you are right now? Well, where you are right now, I don't know about that question, because the true intentions, if it's a, do you believe you can tell your true intentions where you are right now? I don't know. That question's kind of confusing me a little bit, but your intentions. I know that what Gabriel's saying is law of attraction. Where you are right now is what you were thinking about back then. So, if if your intentions were, a particular thing, that likely that's where you are right now. If you put yourself into your place of your true intentions, it can happen quickly. So in other words, if you're trying to change your intention and you're thinking, well, maybe my intention, if you're thinking intention wise, isn't quite where I want to be. It's the same thing he says as law of attraction. Of course, it's your intention, but he says it's even more powerful when you just put it out there that that's what it is. So in other words, instead of intention, he's saying just say it as if it is, because even the word intention is tentative. He's saying it's a tentative word, but when you say, as if it already has happened or as if it already is, because he wants you to stay in the now, not looking at the past. So all these things are a little, so the word intention is fine, but he says for what we are practicing and discussing tonight, it's a little tentative. It's not strong enough. So he's saying just know, just in the knowing and in the dream world that is what you want. So there's no tentative intention. It just is. So if it's something that you really want, you just look at it as it already is, and that's the way it is. And that's the content of intention in with the discussion that we're having now. What you attracted, yes, that's what you meant. Yeah, okay, great. Where you are now. Yep, that's right. So, it's just bringing it forth right now. Nothing tentative, he says. Anytime you're hesitant about what it is that you want, then you're not going to get it. You're basically on hold in an elevator, he says. You're just kind of like, okay, I think I want, it's okay. You're starting to put stuff out there, but if you wonder why it never isn't happening, you really have to know what it is. And then you're thinking, well, I don't know. Okay, then think about it a little bit. If you're not sure what you really want, think about it a little bit. And then when you're clear about what you want, really, put it out there, dream about it, think about it, and it could start with little things just to get started. It could start with, I would love to have a day at the park where I'm watching a baseball game, kids playing again, just things like that maybe it doesn't have to do with something so personal. It could be more global. Like in the video, we're at a wedding. We're all celebrating again. There are so many people that had to postpone their weddings because they can't be together in large gatherings. So you can imagine that there's weddings again for these beautiful couples, these young couples that have these dreams of having this wedding. And it's going to be even better because when it comes, they can book it. It's not going to be expensive. They're going to have it wherever they want. So, that's kind of, so if you can't have what you want now, you can imagine it and imagine that it's probably going to be even more possible to plan it out now because things are inexpensive. If you want to think that way, like a vacation, you can say, wow, I know Europe is closed right now, but geez, when I go and Google tickets, it's like $200 for a round trip and I can book 6 months in advance. And because of COVID, I can cancel. That's good. Where before maybe the tickets it was an impossible. I talked to somebody at one of the local post-it stores or something, postal store. And I don't know, we were talking and there were a few people in there social distancing, but I'll tell you, every conversation is exciting these days to me. And he was saying that his friends, his friend had rented 8 rooms at the Wynn. Now I'm not saying go to Vegas, but just saying 8 rooms at the Wynn for the family for 3 months. And the Wynn Hotel was so affordable, they could do 8 rooms. So it was like $100 a night. And I thought, God, that sounds like a lot of fun. Because, when can you go take like your mom and your aunt and everybody to the Wynn? That's like a dream that maybe somebody would have, or, maybe a lot of people can afford it. Sure. But, stuff like that. So we can think about maybe the things that we are going to be able to do once things open up, start planning for that so that you have a hope. We have hope. So we, just in our dreams anyways, in our thoughts, in our manifestation, what is it that you'd want to do? Maybe go to the national parks if you don't feel comfortable with with the national parks, I think are going to be really packed next year. It's everybody's, I don't know who's going to go flying. But if not, if you feel comfortable flying, then you're like, well, the tickets are, you can get a first class ticket for the price of the old coach, hopefully. I don't know if it'll go that way, but that's what I could put in my manifestation, right? First class is going to be the same as coach. First class, same as coach. So that's something. I'm gonna fly to Paris, first class, not a coach in the middle. So, things like that. Just have fun with it. Have fun with it. Gabriel's saying it's very important to have fun with your thoughts and with your dreams and with your manifestations. That's how you're going to make it happen, because your vibration of fun is going to be a higher vibration for you to manifest and to connect with that. If there are people in your life that you're not really thrilled about, I guess I could say in a nice way, have you noticed that they're not even in our life right now? I have. I mean, I'm just saying people are isolating. So now you can kind of tell like, oh, I really don't miss that person as much, but maybe I miss this person a little bit more. So he's saying, again, think about when we're able to be together, who do you really want to be with? Who is important to you right now? Because before we were all just like, whatever, and seeing each other and all that stuff. But right now is a good time to manifest the people that we want in our life, or the types of people. If they're not even a particular person, you can think about the type of person that you'd want to hang out with. When things, it's like, I want my circle to be a little bit tighter. Maybe I don't want to, always be with, I don't know, whatever it is in your life. But he's saying that's a law of attraction thing as well. That you're going to want to be with people that are, have the same goals as you, the same energy, the same philosophies. So imagine yourself on the beach with a bunch of cool people drumming, if that's what you want to do, and you may or may not know those people, because if I think about that scenario, probably have a lot of like my family, they may not want to go drum on the beach, so you don't have to put a face to that circle who's drumming on the beach if that's something that you would like to do. I'm just using that as an example. So if you just put it out there, the gathering, then the people will come, he's saying. The humans will come that'll be perfect for that circle. And it may be that that you wouldn't have thought about that before, but now you're going to think about the things that are important to you and the people, that you want in your life. And maybe you don't want, back to the topic, the name of our show, Drama to Dharma. Maybe you don't want that drama. Maybe you're like, gosh, boy, did I was just around a lot of drama before. And I think I want to be more towards the Dharma side, or more towards the peaceful side. So right now is a good time, because everybody's isolating, and we're, when we gather back energetically, you're going to find your tribe. Basically, he's saying you're going to find your tribe. We're all going to find our tribes. We don't want to go into default. We don't want to live our life. We want to live our life by design, he says, versus default. And that's this whole topic. Live your life by design, not default. So we don't want to go default at the end, like all these writers. I mean, they just want to be together, some of them. I'm not saying what their intentions are, but people are going to just, flood together. Have an intention when you're doing your gatherings again, so that you're not just, so you're going to meet with your tribe, and you can put that out there. I want to meet with my tribe. I want to meet with my fellows. I want to meet with people who are nice to me. I want to meet with people who are respectful of me. I want to be around people who are loving to me, right? Those things are important. And sometimes Gabriel says we don't think we deserve those things. And that is definitely an untruth, right? That is not the truth. We all deserve that. So we can put that out there. I want to spend my time with people who are loving to me, who are funny, who, I don't get nervous when I'm around, all that stuff. And you can do that. Even if it is to dream about it until it happens, right? Because you might look around and go, that's not quite my situation right now. Okay, that's fine. You can still, nobody can tell you what you can dream about or what you can think about, right? So start putting that out to the universe, who you want to be around and who you want to be as a person, all of that. And he says it's the perfect time to do it right now, and to know that you're loved. And if you say, well, I don't have people in my life who love me, well, you have God who loves you. And there are people in your life who love you. You just may not know it or believe it, but, and so just, you can feel that energy of love. And he says, if you don't know if you're home alone and you're like, I don't have anybody that's loving me right now, just know that they're wrapping their arms around you. The angels are wrapping their arms around you. And you have so much support if you ask for that support. You have them right there to comfort you and to soothe you so that you're not alone. And then you're going to realize that, quote unquote, being alone isn't a bad thing, because you can spend your time doing your manifesting, doing your writing, doing your all those things. I mean, without distractions or interruptions. So if you're home alone and you're saying, I'm home alone, good, do something with it, he says. Manifest who you want in that room. Think about who you want on that sofa next to you, or who you want at that dining table when you can have a gathering. Visualize the 6 people that you're going to have, or the 8 people you're going to have at your dinner party. Visualize that. And what are you going to cook for them? Think about the meal that you're going to cook for them. And then think, keep going. How much fun are you going to have? What music? Just imagine it happening. Those are the things to do. Those are the things that you're going to want to do to bring that forth to you. And then it'll happen even sooner than you realize. Because then you'll be like going, wow, I actually had courage to go out and have dinner with somebody. So that's great. Because you can do that outside right now. You can have dinner. You can go outside and have dinner. And IHOPs have their stuff outside too. So you can go and have breakfast. I've been eyeing the IHOP and going, well, gosh, they all look like they're having fun eating their pancakes outside. So, do stuff like that. Whenever do you go to IHOP? I mean, I don't even remember the last time I've been, but I've been watching people eating breakfast out there and it looks like a lot of fun. So you can do stuff like that if you feel comfortable with that, whatever it is that you feel comfortable with. So I want to thank you. This has been a beautiful show. I mean, the message is very important, and I could feel that Gabriel came through very clearly, and I hope that you enjoyed it as well. It's almost time to end. Before we end, I want to mention this Saturday that it's Spirituality Gone Wild's 3rd anniversary, and that's the platform that hosts me with Debbie. And so I'm going to be a speaker, I think at 1:05. She has it all down to the minute. So if you come on to Spirituality Gone Wild, if you join in, there's a ticket to buy for $11 or $22, and you can participate, or you can come in for free and watch. So I hope that you guys can do that. And she's on 300 platforms. And there's a little commercial video. I think she can put me half screen, and I'm going to put the video up so you guys can see a little bit about it. Go ahead, Debbie.
Hello, everyone. This is Prince Fleet Easton. I want to invite you to join me and my friends for the Spirituality Gone Wild 3rd Anniversary Rainbow Connection, along with the founders Debbie Garcia and Miss Karen Palmer. It's going to be a wonderful 5-hour networking event. We're going to have speakers, musicians from around the world. So please join us once again this coming Saturday, August 8th at 12:30 p.m. It'll be live on Facebook, on YouTube, Unify, and Sin Networks. So please join us. Oh, and by the way, there's going to be a special guest joining me on the opening song. I wonder if you can guess who that will be. Have a beautiful, blessed day.
I'm going to join Fleet and sing with him. Just kidding. People, you would never want me to sing with Fleet. I'm going to be that special guest. That was a lot of fun. I felt like I was doing the little, rabbit ears around him. So I hope you guys join us on Saturday for the Sign Network and the big event. It's the Sign Network, Sign, S-I-N-E, not Sin. I thought, okay, are we going to go to Sin Network? No, we're not. Just for clarity, it's the Sign Network. So have a wonderful time between now and next Thursday at 7. I hope you join us on Saturday for this big event on Spirituality Gone Wild. And blessings to everybody. The time goes by too fast. You need to be on here longer. Thank you, Julie. I love you. I love you. Oh my goodness. My cousin, Jenny, love you. Thank you for the messages. I love you, Jenny. And all our prayers are for your beautiful grandson, Juan. And again, let's picture him being whole. We picture our relatives, our loved ones being whole and healthy, if that's not what appears to be. But we're just going to remember them and imagine them being that way. And that's our homework for the week. All right. And I'll talk to you guys next Thursday. Many blessings and love from Gabriel, from myself. And that's it. Thank you.